Which is odd because for the past like 6 years, probably they've been the lowest signups. I think maybe back transition of Pro League to Brood War, it was a ton of people that has really leveled off. Anyhow, Tasia didn't want to try in the lower bracket. Alrighty then. In the bottom left, down 1, it is the green Protoss Creator. In the top right, as the red Zerg, it is DRG. Who I kind of forgot has pretty good English. He was working on it back when he was, you know, traveling around, because he was really good back in the days of tons and tons and tons of tournaments, MLGs and DreamHacks and IEMs and all that. So I remember he was working on his English. He also was one of the cool guys, like he really wanted to interact with all of his English fans, recognized that there were a lot of English fans, even living in Korea. And I don't know if he ever got like coaching or anything like that, but I only bring it up because he is one of the only ones actually communicating with like Olivia or the casters. He was like, whoa, so many casters when we first joined, and then he was like, can we just go? And it was, you know, dots and a question mark, properly grammar. I know, it was impressive. It's those little things that makes you really feel like someone's fluent, right? Even though I don't pretty sure he's not actually fluent, but it just, he has the right slang, I guess. Kind of slang. What do you call it? Not cadence, because that's a vocal thing. Way of typing that like a, you know, any American would have. You know what? Whatever. No, whatever. Shut up. Crater actually went for a very early pylon block, so DRG forced to go for the third hatch location for his natural hatchery. And then going for the natural eventually, but that's what happens. We saw Crater send out a probe immediately. That's the only way to guarantee a block on most of the maps we have, if not all the maps. Like a pylon block still doesn't quite work out against a 16 hatch. So we've seen, I feel like more Protoss do the instant probe, but I might be just biased because Mana does it a lot, and I've cast a weird number of Mana games, I guess. Alright, so third base having to be protected is a little bit more for the Zerg players to deal with. Obviously, there's another entrance into the natural as well, which won't be defended for a while. It doesn't have scouting either, so the Overlord kind of has to cover it. Not that there would be anything surprising at this point. If you somehow fit like 4 Adepts in already, that's I don't know. You open 2 gateways. So, we know he didn't do that. DRG has an Overlord in the main base and in the natural here. So only an Adept to worry about. Not really going to be what you are concerned for. 2 Adepts plus an Oracle, kind of beat bop between these bases where the creep spreads around. That's annoying. And whatever follows that is a bit more important. And apparently, what's following that is actually a good old-fashioned Archon drop. The Dark Shrine. Falling out of fashion. Used to be the only thing Protoss were doing were Archon drops. First DTs, then into High Templar, and the occasional DT, but still, always Archon drops. And now it's a lot more about the Stargate again, I guess. Good check around for early Link busts. It's a nice way to do it. But yeah, going back to, I guess, an older build at this point. About as fast as you can get it, too. Warp Prism coming out. Yeah, as fast as you can get it. Roachborn's on the way. Spore Crawlers are on the way. Lair's only about halfway done, but plus the time the Warp Prism needs to come over to the side of the map and warp in. That Lair actually might be done in time to build an immediate Overseer, but more importantly, Spore Crawlers are already done, so he's fine. DRG already passed the time that Stargate would reveal itself, knows it's not that. So, safe bets to build a Spore Crawler regardless, in case it is, hey, DTs, which it is. Not just DTs, singular DT. Oh, that's a clever thing to do. I think I saw what he wanted to do. DT to block, and then the Adepts can, like, threaten to shade in, and then, like, shade out behind the DTs or something like that. Like, Stops the Lings being a surround too, right off the bat. But not going to work out. Spore Crawler was really well positioned. Maybe DRG has had to deal with that before. And the War Prism is going to be used for the Archon portion of this attack. Adept's in a really nice position. Don't have to worry about dying, but they also now have to worry about not being home to defend their third Nexus, which Creator is thinking about now. No, nope. Thought he was going back home. He wasn't. 2 Adepts are not going to be enough to hold against this many Lings. At 6 Adepts would be a different question. War Prism in the main, always paying attention. He is. Archon's up against 5 Queens, though, and only a handful of Lings, but still, 5 Queens. Don't let an Archon die to a Queen. That's embarrassing. A couple of different things were happening, so a little distracted. But now that he's dealt with the third base, he can focus entirely on the Archon drop again. Following up with some Immortals. Also needs to follow up with some scouting. Archon drops only going to be able to see so much. Usually the outer portions of the creep, really. And I don't see any sentries being produced. Oh, they're back here. Okay. Nice and safe and tucked away. I was going to say, no sentry at this point would be really odd. He does have some. He could do a double hallucination to scout for specifically Aspire, because Aspire is absolutely on the way. Hope he does it soon. For his sake. Thank you. Oh, Rob. Hey, what's up? Thank you for that host. Gosh, you're up late. Oh, still no scouting. Still no scouting. Oh my god. DRG is such a muted guy. Not even a single hallucinated Phoenix. Fourth base denied for a hot second there. Phoenix. Oh, wait. Okay, as I was complaining about it, it happened. But still, that feels pretty late. It's like as the Spire finished. Not a lot of time for Creator to respond. He doesn't have a Forge quite done yet. He can put his units in better position, and he does start Blink immediately. So that is certainly better than only knowing about the Spire when Mute is entering your main. There's definitely a big difference there. That was getting a little bit scary. He's going to send a second hallucination, probably to check to see if he can actually see the Mute is actually making. He's not going to be able to see that, though. Loses it just before. He's going to do an attack. Oftentimes the best thing to do. Obviously, they invested a lot into the Spire, so 900 minerals and gas usually around that. Spire and Mutas combined. They are not necessarily the most helpful thing when you have 2 Archons and 6 Stalkers in your fight, in your army, but there's no Warp Prism, so... Well, there is, but... Okay, it wasn't with the army, whatever. The timing that maybe he was planning on hitting, hoping to draw the Mutas back. Not going to be hit. I'm really actually even more convinced that it was not going to be a real push. Blinking +1 only halfway done. But a little out of position, loses the cannon at the third base, loses 5 probes overall. Now has to worry about the attack of the Roaches, which there are a hefty number. DRG not maxed out, no upgrades on his side, but all the upgrades for Creator not done yet, so this is going to be very scary. Hallucinated Phoenix is going to go the wrong direction to see what's going on here. He's going to miss the attack off to the left side. He is positioned for it, but he doesn't know about it. A couple of DTs waiting to be turned into an Archon. There we go. Immortal gets immediately popped on the shield. Guardian shield is activated. A couple of force fields do come down, but it looks like Creator acknowledges that he needs to just buy more time. Shield battery is also depleted. Another Immortal comes forward here. Good concave. Lots of opportunities for a concave there from Creator. He kept pulling back and pulling back and pulling back. Allowed him another Archon and another Immortal at the cost of some of those frontline buffer units. Mutas also haven't done anything back in the main base. The Stalkers were protecting it to a degree. Now they're going to try again, but not much to do when a cannon is available. Blink is now done. +1 is now done instantly into +2 as well. So nice on top of that. DRG did finish up his +1 as well. For the second wave of attack, and so many Ravagers. Good God. The Archon's in the front line, going to be juggled to the best of his ability. He's already lost 2, however, so not the best. Immortals also losing their shields. Ling's sitting on top of the Stalkers, forced to retreat back and back and back into his natural, losing 14 probes. The Stalkers starting to go down. The Immortal number is still pretty high, but all of them without shields. The Corrosive Bile is just way too many to even try and dodge out of. The Immortals and the Archon juggling might save the day towards the end of this push, but he's going to lose his economy on his third base. He's going to lose most of his Stalkers. He has lost most of his Immortals, and this is not going to be a hold. Unfortunately, he really did seemed to have a handle on the first push okay, but, you know, never got to those storms. He researched storm and then never actually got to them. That could have been a big help. Imagine 2 storms at the start of that fight, and then the Immortal and Archon juggling.